The very first card that we got is from Lord Ganesh. Wasn't this the first card? This felt like a deja vu when these cards first started coming out. There's a few cards you'll recognize. It felt like a deja vu. Infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. So the support and connections are increasing still. I've had this happen before where it feels like a bit of a deja vu, and typically what that means is that kind of that you're still in it. You're still in it. We got the Dharma unfolding, right? Does this look familiar? You're on a path. Keep going. You know, things come up along a path, and things are coming up along our path. So he's here to remind us again that we're on a path. Not only that, but he wants to say that we're on the right path. And being on the right path doesn't mean that everything is just going to go smoothly now because you're on the right path. Yes, we have support and we have connections are increasing and things are going well, but you know, sort of life happens along a path. And so it just sort of feels like we're on the right path. Just sort of keep going. The next card that we got right next to Ganesh is this beautiful unicorn mane with all these colors saying you are gifted. You are very intelligent and very talented. Keep going. Ganesh is supporting us, community, spirit. Keep following our guidance. We're on the right path. Gifted and intelligent. The very next card that comes out is, yes, you are gifted and talented and amazing. And it's time to delegate some of this. You can handle everything yourself. It's almost like the unicorns are saying, you can handle everything yourself. You have been for quite some time. Time to delegate. I don't know about you guys, but when this came out, this felt so empowering to me. I'm also Pisces, and so this kind of reading is for me as well. This felt so empowering, like, yes, okay, we got some support. So delegate some of your, some aspects of your project. You know, if you need some help, ask others to help you instead of trying to do everything yourself, like you have been doing, like what your comfort zone is. So they're saying comfort zone. Your comfort zone is doing it yourself. When you do it yourself, it's just easier. I get that. I get it. But it's time to delegate. Get some help. Let someone else help you with your project or whatever it is that you're working on. It's time to decide to get really clear about what you're wanting, because what happens when you start to delegate is you have to be super clear. If you're asking another person, so what feels like it's coming up is some kind of creative projects, maybe some of you are entrepreneurs or solopreneurs. Delegate some of the aspects of your project, business, whatever it is, in terms of letting other people do some of the jobs and allowing you to do your thing. Like sort of everyone does what they do best. Delegate out a little bit. And when you do that, you have to get super clear about what you're wanting, because you're asking someone else to do a very specific area of your business or your project. So it's time to decide, time to get really clear about what you're wanting so you can delegate some of it out. So those are the first four cards. Very powerful, very empowering. We have support, time to delegate. It's like it's at that stage where it's time to delegate out some of this so you can grow, so that your project, your business, whatever it is you're working on can grow. And so it's time to delegate. And then he wants to come back as far as being on a path. He wants to come back with Melchizedek and the law of attraction. And he's saying that while on your path, you know, again, as he was saying, not everything goes smoothly. It feels like for some of us, some of you, there might be kind of some energies going on right now that are just feels like there's some kind of a stall. There's something going on that needs to be looked at. And so Melchizedek is saying, yep, they're picking up energies that you may not, it feels like you're aware of something. And he's saying, let's clear that out. Because it's kind of getting in the way. It's attracting things that you may not want. And so what feels like it's happening is he is preventing, okay, okay. He is preventing some things coming into your life that you may not want because of the spiritual law of attraction. There's something in your energy that's sort of wanting to attract something that you don't want. Ganesh is stepping in to say he's kind of blocking it for you so that this sort of negative thing doesn't manifest. Interesting. I didn't see this coming. Excuse me. So as far as the law of attraction, we are attracting some things by our resonance at our core that we may not want. Ganesh is blocking it a bit for us. And so our guardian angels are asking us to pause for a minute. Like, hang on a minute. Okay, what is it? Let's get to the root of this. So it's kind of like it's time for a healing. It looks like we might be in some kind of a phase, some kind of it feels like this kind of halting energy. There was a lot of energy that was just like pushing, going, sort of in the flow of the river, and it feels almost like someone has just put a dam in the river and it's just kind of stopped for a bit. And Freya is saying that it's a phase. It's a phase that we want to get through. We want to pause, go within, and find this thing that is calling for some healing. Yeah, the pause is coming from him. Thank you, Ganesh. He's created this pause for us on purpose so that we take some time to look at this. So it looks like there is a bit of a lost part of ourselves. This has come up in a couple of readings, and so it was a bit striking when she came up in this one. Mary Magdalene is coming up twice, but they want us to notice the very different postures, very different messages of both of these cards. And so what she's asking us to do in this particular image, this is a bit of a lost part of ourselves coming from some kind of trauma from a very long time ago, lifetimes, some kind of trauma from a long time ago. And she is asking us to go within, find this lost part, and heal this. This lost part of us is attracting something that we may not be wanting. So we're going to pause along our path and go in and heal this part. So hopefully we're getting pretty good at this. This could take maybe a day, right? To go into meditation, find this lost part, reintegrate her with unconditional love. With unconditional love, we're going to reintegrate this part of ourselves. And it has to do with feeling safe. Artemis is coming up with these two. And it's saying that it has to do with feeling safe in the world. Feeling safe and secure. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. Protected, coming from a word about not feeling safe. So this lost part of us has to do with not feeling safe in the world. And that's all they're kind of saying. They're not, so they're wanting, that's all they're kind of saying. So I was asking them, okay, is this about physical safety? Do we feel like we're going to be attacked or something? Or is this about relationship safety where our emotions are going to be, we're going to have some difficult, challenging feelings? Or is this about money? A lot of times safety and security in the world has to do with money. And they're kind of not answering me. because they want each of us to determine what that is for ourselves. Essentially, Pisces, we're kind of getting stalled a little bit on purpose because there's some inner wound that's calling to be healed, and it's up to us to listen to our own wisdom, our own inner wisdom, our own higher voice, spiritual guidance, to determine what that is, what it has to do with. To go within and find her, and that'll be different, her or him. Mary Magdalene is a she, but it's a lost part of yourself, whether male or female. To go within and find this lost part of ourselves and allow him or her to tell us what it's about, right? To go into our bodies and where is this in your body, and what is this about? And it's going to be different for each of us. As that gets healed, it has to do with, once you feel safer in the world, loved, and we integrate that back in to wholeness, it's our independence of that. It's filling that void within ourselves. It's bringing her or him back in, integrating that back into ourselves, into wholeness, to give us more sort of sovereignty and wholeness for our independence. Independence is at the root of our strength and success, right? It's at the root of our success. So something about this is blocking. And once we get it cleared, it's about freedom and independence and wholeness. So we can move forward. So we can move forward on our path. That is the right path. So that we can keep going. So, yep, it's like, okay, pause. We got a little bit of healing to do. We're going to keep going. It's about our independence. They're saying that once we do that, as these readings go, kind of like in a story. So once we do that, and it feels like for Pisces, that's just like, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that, on Saturday or whatever, pick a day and go within and reintegrate that part. That process gets easier and easier the more we do it. And there have been so many wounds that it's just, I don't know. I hope you guys can feel that with me. It's like I've had so much practice with this. It goes faster, and it's almost exciting at this point to find this one now. There's been so many, and it's always exciting and so freeing. That it's so freeing to reintegrate a lost part. So they're saying, "Yep, we found another one. We found another one. Hold on, hang on a minute." Right? Hang on. Let's pause and reintegrate that. And it's like, okay. And then it's going to bring all kinds of laughter. We're just going to be laughing. Once we do that, there's great joy that comes in healing a lost part of ourselves, because it can have a huge impact on so many areas of our lives. And because they're not telling us what the area is, it feels very fundamental to kind of every area, because it has to do with our independence in any and all areas. We are who we are in relationship. We are who we are in business, right? In friendships. It feels like it's fundamental to who we are. Being independent. And so we're going to go back then to simplicity. So once this gets integrated, we're going to have some more clarity. All right, and this is coming up under getting simple and having clarity. This is coming up under these two in terms of getting clear, decide what you want, keeping it simple, because we're going to delegate out some of these aspects of our project to make life easier for ourselves. We're going to get super clear, keeping it simple. Clarity brings simplicity. Clarity brings simplicity. So as we're keeping it simple, and do you love this picture? Like when I was shuffling the next set of cards to come out, I absolutely love this picture. I don't know about you guys. That just feels like, yeah, I could do with a backyard like that. It's beautiful. Keeping it simple. And then we go one step at a time, you know, along our path. So our reading ends with one step at a time. You're on the right path. Keep going, is what he's saying. Just keep going. Everything is unfolding just like it's supposed to. Just lots of little steps make big dreams come true. Just keep going, you guys. Just keep going. And Ganesh wants to come back right underneath this one, saying that there is infinite abundance along the path, kind of as we go, one step at a time. Big dreams come true to infinite abundance in whatever this project is. So we're getting a lot of support, is what he's saying. We're getting a lot of support with this project along our path. Yeah, taking one step at a time. He too says one step at a time, one step at a time. Infinite abundance is kind of on the other end, but it's also along the way, is what Ganesh is saying, along the way. So I just feel such an incredible appreciation for Ganesh to sort of be stepping in and creating this pause, and that, you know, sort of creating this pause. And you know, I was feeling a bit sort of frustrated with the pause. I didn't understand it, but now it just makes total sense. So I'm going to go in and do some healing and just keep going, you guys. Just keep going.